So these are the squirrel monkeys, rather active. Difficult to see through the glass, I will say, because of the amount of fingerprints there are all over, greasy old fingerprints that don't get washed off. That could be a point for improvement. If anybody from the zoo's watching my drivel, then think about that one. It's now under new management anyway, the zoo. The person that used to look after the airport is now looking after the zoo. So I expect we'll soon be paying airport prices for the coffee. I got this coffee, only 12 crowns, which is certainly nothing like what you'd pay for it at the airport. I think you'd pay double for it at the airport. So there we are. And here's a Vyklídkový vláček. So you can, train drivers better than the average one you get, I think. And you can see the zoo from the train if it gets a bit too much for you. So this is the gorilla area, always a firm favourite amongst the children who like to get their photos taken with the gorilla statue. Over by the tortoises, by the way, the giant tortoises, they had tortoise shells which were carved out of wood with an empty space that the children could put their own heads and get photographed as giant tortoises, which I thought was quite a nice idea. Right, we're at the gorilla enclosure, which is one of the highlights of the zoo. Certainly more security people around this area, because what's going on is serious conservation. They've made them look like caves, although gorillas obviously don't necessarily live in caves, but they've got it looking that way so that there's echoes, of course, of early man. Here's the best place to look at. They've got the new happy family with the little baby there that's been born. There's the mother with the baby. I'll have to reach the camera in. It's an older child there. The big daddy sitting in a corner here, looking very large and proud of his family.
Víš, co dělá? Teda víš, co dělá moja, ona si zápísek a dělá to a ona si
Milana, sтой там, хорошее место заняла. Стой, я здесь рядом, никуда не уходи.
So there we are. Lots of Russian being spoken, as I mentioned earlier. So obviously they're breeding well, and if you want animals to breed, then the thing to do is to keep them happy, and you can see that a lot of work has been done to give them an interesting environment here, so they are obviously happy breeding along. And that's good, because these are obviously extremely threatened animals, and the more we can improve the size of the population, the better. This is obviously a lenochod, or sloth, and of course, being a sloth, he's not doing anything. But you can't hold that against him, because that's what the description said in the first place. So, there's the gorilla's enclosure, and it's a great opportunity for children to pretend to be gorillas as well and climb over everything in sight. I don't know if you can see the back of that animal retreating there. It's quite large. It's the fishing cat. It's obviously fond of water. It's a Prolinuris or Proil. Can't remember the Latin. Get it for you in a second. It's a Prionailurus, which is not. I'm not sure that's even still a genus. I think it's been put back into Felis again, because the Bengal cat as well was in Prionailurus, which of course is successfully hybridized with the normal cat in order to give you the Bengal cat. So that's was considered to be in the same genus previously as this one here, which is a big animal. going up there. I'm not really catching much of it that way though. Coming around this area here, there were all enclosures for things like jaguarundis and what have you, which you'd be very lucky to spot. If it's given a chance to hide, it'll hide. Also clouded leopards and caracals and things. Oh, am I seeing it? No, I'm not. Thought I was for a second. So it's the cats area anyway, and there's a pavilion inside that they're apparently in if they're not out. But this is the lions. The tigers are in another part of the zoo altogether. But the lions are here. A nice big moat, as after all they can be. They're capable of killing. So it's nice to have as in people, it's nice to have a big moat in that situation. It's kind of reassuring. Of course, if you should fall in, then it's not very reassuring. Right. Oh, here we are, it's going to move a little bit. Which could be a bit of a rare event. Bit of a stretch. Bit of a yawn.
Je to hnusnější. Mami, proč tady ty ptáci?
Pop up there, yeah. Popped up there. Sniffing the air a bit. Big looking animal, that's for sure. And there it goes, lying down again, probably back to sleeping in a slightly different position. Rinse and repeat until feeding time. Now when I said that the tigers were in a completely different part of the zoo, I was going by the map. And in this zoo, you don't necessarily want to go by the map, because they're here. I could hear some roaring going on a little while ago. I don't know if that was them or not. Just before I go back to the cat pavilion, just pop down here a little bit to see what there is. Apparently, you can't get through it, but you can go into it a little bit. There we go. Isn't that one of those crowned cranes? Certainly looks nice. Okay, probably people don't want me to focus on that for too long. That's some kind of species of willow, isn't it? That one there, that silvery leafed one. There's one exactly like that. It looks a little bit like an olive, but it's not. It's a silvery leafed willow. If you have any doubt about it, look at the bark. That will give the game away. Anyway, here we go. Tiger. Tiger, tiger. Burning bright, as the poet says. So like a slightly bigger version of Pushkin, really, but much lazier. At least it's moving a bit. The lion tiger. Not quite sure what's going to be here. That doesn't seem to be showing much. I think it's another tiger. Anyway, go inside the pavilion and see what's inside. Here we have a wolf actually chained up to the tiger enclosure. This is a Canadian timber wolf. It's just left here so that people can get to know it. And here we have the visit into the cat's pavilion on the inside. What's this going to be like? Oh, that's a little pigeon. So it's not very cat-like at the moment, and a lizard, which is always nice. Here, oh, Potamogeton. An Amazon stingray. And with him, a whacking great big anaconda. Just goes to show those rays are pretty good if they can withstand attacks from a whacking great big snake like that. You certainly wouldn't put him in there as food for the snake because those things cost a fortune. If you want to keep one in your own fish tank, you'll know what I mean. I think the cheapest you're going to pay these days is about £100, and that's for a small one. And how they manage with this ruddy great anaconda is also beyond me. And presumably, as it's actually the Vrubozubits, or the way that they call the Oscar in Czech. Oh, here we go. There we are. There's the good old fishing cat I tried to see earlier. Pushkin's cousin. You can certainly see some Pushkinism about him. There's another. Fishing cat. Yeah, just like Pushkin. And there's a clouded leopard, unmistakable. It's kept very hot in here. I'm sweating just walking around in here. Most videographers are rather more sparing of their shots than I am. I like to kind of give you the whole experience of walking around as well in it, so you get almost an idea of being here with me, rather than just looking at sort of shots from one animal straight into the next animal, which is more the way the TV would do it. That's another clouded leopard. Isn't that beautiful? This can't be though, is it? Yeah, it is. I didn't know they had such long tails. the TV would sort of cut straight from animal to animal and not give you any guff like I do. But then you've already got that, you don't need me for that. Most videographers around here, if you can call them that, when you can see them making films, they don't add any voice comments. Oh, here we go. Cuban, the North Antillean slider. Well, that's not, that's obviously an iguana, but... Oh. That's a monitor of sorts. Is it the Komodo dragon? Could it be? No, it's just the rhinoceros iguana. I can't get over that clouded leopard, it's so pretty, and it's just reminding me a lot of Pushkin at home with its markings. Then this jaguarundi. Be nice if I could see it, but as I predicted, it's not easy to see them. That looks like it's not got anything in it at the moment. Oh, here we go, there's the tiger. Here he comes again. Lots of muscle there. You think you could deal with that in the forest if it was hungry and you were on your own? The thing is, it isn't just the animals, is it? It's the whole architecture, it's the whole planting, it's the whole everything, the whole ambience of it. That's why it's the right way to film, in my opinion, around the zoo, just to film around walking and then see what, oh look, for example, this is the surprise element, you're walking towards it, and it's right there. Got something to say for yourself? What's that funny thing? It looks like halfway between a lizard and a crocodile. Huh. Exactly. It's called a crocodile tiu. Or teju. Never seen that before. So full marks for showing me something I haven't seen before. Interesting. More water moving, so what they do with water here is quite remarkable, really. What it seems to lack is an actual aquarium per se. I think if they did do an aquarium, it would be a remarkable aquarium. But maybe there is one and it's somewhere else, I don't know. But just the bits of aquarism that they have has got some real surprise. I mean, like for example, the way that stingray shares its space with the anaconda, and that Oscar's there with an anaconda is really quite amazing. You would never imagine that such a threesome could exist. Back into the light.
Oj, 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 oj.